Hello again, friends. You're in the Library of Horror Hotel once again for Dr. Lady's Creepy Cheapies. Do you work at a haunted house event at Halloween? Do you run a haunted house event? Do you want to go to a party at Halloween? Do you want to, enter a costume contest or go trick-or-treating, or take your kids trick-or-treating, or take your parents trick-or-treating, or take your cat trick-or-treating? Do you work as a yard haunter or a home haunter? Well, do you just want to irritate the neighbors at Halloween? Well, here's a mask that will help you annoy everybody at Halloween. You put one of these on. It's from Zagone, formerly Be Something Studios, now Zagone, Z-A-G-O-N-E. And here it is. Look at this creature here. It's got a complete wig, smallish wig, but that's okay. It stretches around your head. It's got a wig attached and a rubber face with incredible teeth. So much depth to the fangs. Only the people at Zagone are brave enough to try to get stuff like this out of mold in one piece. But they always manage somehow, those people at Zagone. Now, as you can tell, this guy kind of harks back to some of the earlier designs from Zagone over the years. He looks a bit like a relative of Fangface, okay, and a couple of other demonic entities that they've done. Only this is more human, this version. So this version is called... Now, let me warn you, the day they went to register this mask down at the BCMN, you know the BCMN, right? The Bureau of Clever Mask Names? Yeah. By the time they got to the BCMN, all the clever mask names for that week were taken. There were none left. So they had to settle for calling it Fanged Monster. I kid you not, it's just Fanged Monster. Now, the tag that comes with it actually says Fanged Monster, but online it usually just says Fang Monster. Yeah. I don't know. So it may be up to you to give him a proper name. Get one of these and name it yourself. But in any case, and did I mention? No, I didn't. Did I mention it reminds me a little bit of the movie The Slayer from the early 1980s? No, it doesn't look exactly like the creature in The Slayer, but it reminds me of it. Just similar. You know, see, when I was a kid, I would buy masks or my parents would buy me masks or whatever, and sometimes I liked ones that reminded me of a certain movie. Well, if I'd had one of these back then, it would have reminded me of the things you see at the end of The Slayer. Even though it doesn't look exactly like it, just kind of something along similar lines. Don't you think so? Cut off, shrunken, rotted, severed head? Yeah, he thinks so too. But the Fanged Monster here, beautifully sculpted with amazing skin texture. He's got pores all over the place, and I like how the skin is stretched really tight over the bone that's underneath the weird skull, the weird bone structure that he has. His skull is kind of visible underneath his skin, and it looks like the skin sort of shrunk and sucked up against the bone all over the place, and it's a cool effect. Anyway, this thing was sculpted by the incredible Bill Eastrom, and I don't know why he isn't at every mask fest, mask convention, and why he isn't a bigger celebrity, because for so many years he's been sculpting incredibly beautiful masks for Zagone and earlier Be Something Studio, and yet he's not a household word. I don't know why he isn't. But Bill Eastrom sculpts these things, and how do I know he sculpted this one? Well, because on the chin, right before it's cut off here, right at the bottom of the chin, it says bye-bye. And what that means is by, B-Y, like sculpted by B-Y, which is his initials, Bill Eastrom. So if it says bye-bye on there, he sculpted it. Incredibly talented artist, and just keeps coming up with these things year after year that are so beautifully designed and have such a wonderful anatomy to them and an intense level of detail, and always look nice and mean and scary and angry and ticked off. So big thumbs up for this one. And as a final note, I would point out that it is also available with a different paint scheme, sort of a bluish gray color instead of the flesh tone you see here, with a hood, a black fabric hood instead of the wig. And that version, I believe, is called Fanged Death. That's what I saw on it, Fanged Death. Hopefully they will have changed that by this time and come up with something more creative. I guess Fanged Death is better than Fanged Monster, though, isn't it? In terms of mask names. But anyway, we wish them much luck down at the BCMN, the Bureau of Clever Mask Names, when it comes to coming up with more clever mask names. But hey, a mask by any other name would smell just as much like talcum powder. So it isn't for the names that we buy these things, it's for the cool faces. And Fanged Monster is a winner. 2013, part of the Zagone line. Get yourself one today and irritate the neighbors. Thank you and good grief.